people ever get like a disable where you can't use a move?
Like a charge move?
Yeah.
I
would
mean,
take a 50-50 chance to disable a move on a lot of Pokemon. That would
yeah,
be...
certain things that shouldn't have these moves that do.
Well, that's not the context I was thinking of, but I was just thinking of like having a charge move that is disable that randomly selects one of two charge moves that just you can't use it.
What if you only have one move?
You can't use it.
Oof.
You better be running a high damage fast move.
Water gun.
You better be using the team that you used against Jerry Seawolf.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't talk about that on the B-Sat. We gotta talk about it here.
Okay.
We gotta be just
Halloween Cup.
in the middle of Halo Worlds. Jesse's just doing GB. I'll be like, do check this out. And I was like, what? Oh my god, he's going up against Jerry Seawolf.
Yeah, he was not too happy about that matchup.
No. Well, I mean, you ran a BM team, so
I did. When Jesse starts losing Elo, everything goes.
Even nothing but was it hard hitting fast moves with 2 shadows?
Yes.
Or were you running all 3 shadows?
No, 2 shadows. Wigglytuff can't be shadow yet.
Ew! Don't let it be, please. For the love of all that is holy. First of all, Red Eyes Wigglytuff? No. Second of all, we don't need that.
For those that want to know, Shadow Tyranitar, Shadow Victory Bell, Wigglytuff.
And I believe JRE told you there's a special place in hell for you.
Yeah. Not to mention the perfect catch on their Runegrigus.
Yeah. You're like, I bet the Shadow Ball's coming. Give it a second, and we're swapping to
Swaps to
Wigglytuff, and just like a champ. Like a champ. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful.
Nice catch.
Strike.
You lose.
I could try remaking one of the like Hoenn, really just trumpety, really horny music from Ruby and Sapphire.
Hoenn!
With just mouth. I mean, you could include that. Exactly. Yeah. Welcome to a Battle Science podcast, a Pokemon Go PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon Go PvP.
And trumpets.
Every once in a while. Maybe not enough. Are we talking about trumpets enough?
Maybe we need background music.
Maybe we need more trumpets. Hop on over to patreon.com/battlescience where I will put up a poll that asks,
I haven't played trumpet.
do we
in 20
need
years.
more trumpet in the Battle Science podcast? Yes or Y or N? Give me a second. I'm literally typing this up right now.
Why
Poll.
would you do this?
Because you can go over to patreon.com/battlescience and answer this poll while you're over at patreon.com/battlescience. You can support us and all of the things that we do here at the Battle Science podcast with helping host the show and all of this other stuff. If you go over to patreon.com/battlescience, you can back us at $1 tier or higher and get the Battle Science podcast early before it goes live on podcast services around the globe, as well as the Battle Science After Dark Patreon exclusive show, which we do every month. Do we need more trumpets? Question mark. Yes or no, we can handle the logistics later. Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Add an option 3. Turnips. Tags. BSP. It's public. All right. It is live. Battle Science After Dark podcast, which we do once a month. It took me a little bit to upload the October Battle Science After Dark podcast, but it is available to all patrons. Jesse and I went to the Halo Championship Series Worlds here in Seattle. We went Saturday and Sunday, and we talked about our experience, what our thoughts were of the event being my...
Sorry.
No, you're good. My first... Kraken score. All right. My first, I think, esport attendance. I don't think I've ever... Have you ever been to a...
I mean, I've gone to regionals for Pokemon, but that was with my brother.
Like way back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've had some experience.
VGCs get pretty salty and sweaty.
I imagine.
3DSs were broken.
Really? Woof. You have to bring your own, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you're breaking your own hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Thank goodness they got rid of that hinge, man.
That's what I'm talking
They took
about.
a long... Nintendo stuck with that hinge for a while, and it's really it was really a questionable design decision. I get it.
I mean, it was a
Affordability,
free phone cover. What are you talking about? Early 2000s were all about that hinge.
Yeah.
Look at your razors.
That's true. That's true. No, you're right. Yeah, old, cell phones, early cell phones, tons of hinges.
How do we make it cooler? Put it on a hinge.
Put a hinge, make it fold. So you can check out that Battle Science After Dark podcast over at patreon.com/battlescience, $1 tier or more, or you can be like our wonderful Triple P's Patreon podcast producers. Excuse me. Dolphin93, James, a.k.a. Jimbo, a.k.a. Jim is him, Winston the Champ, Evo Stevo, Jamar, and Dan P, a.k.a. Sorov. Thank you for being our wonderful November Patreon podcast producers. At the $5 tier, get your name shouted out. And I love you just a little bit more.
You are the special child that we pick first.
They say they say you can't choose your favorite children. I disagree. We have some stuff to talk about today.
It is November. Did we say the date?
No, it's November 1st, 2022. 2022 is almost over, my guy.
Pause. Think about what we just said. It's already November.
I know.
Where did the year go? We were talking about GoFest not that long ago.
Time, dude. Dialga, stop it. Stop it.
Edit team, insert Dialga cry.
Yeah. What edit team? That's me. No, don't do that, Jesse. No! Don't put more work on me. I swear, if you swear. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But no, it was Cheeks.
Yeah.
Right? That's the one we use.
Cheeks is the one we use. Yeah.
Or the birds are back.
The birds are back, but that's only if we're like flipping each other off. Yeah.
Frick.
Gosh darn it, buddy. So we've got some update stuff to talk about. I don't think I'd have to go back and look at what the GBL schedule is like. Actually, do you mind, as I intro this first little bit, do you mind checking the GBL schedule and see what's after Ultra Halloween Cup?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if there's anything special going on. I honestly have no idea.
Willpower Cup.
Right after?
I mean, it's coming up.
Okay, like next week, or like 3 weeks?
2 weeks, I think.
Okay, so then we're going to be doing a podcast while
All
it's
right,
live?
so here you go.
Yeah.
This week in competitive Pokemon, go. GBL Great League, Open Great League will run till November 3rd. Ultra Halloween Cup will run till November 3rd. And then we will have Ultra League regular from November 3rd to the 10th. And then Willpower Cup from November 3rd to the 10th.
Oh, so we should really talk about Willpower Cup.
It is Psychic, Dark, and Fighting.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about Willpower Cup.
Yep.
Mm.
And then November 6th, not this weekend, or no, that is this weekend.
Uh-huh.
Go Battle Day featuring Miltank.
November 6th, like Saturday?
Yeah.
The same day as Dratini Community Day.
Yeah.
Why? Don't double that up.
And then as far as your championship series, we have the Warsaw, Poland, Toronto, Canada, Stuttgart, and Germany registrations open.
Stuttgart. Something like that.
And then the LA IC in Brazil registration open. And then Arlington, Texas registration opens on November 3rd.
So all of those, there's no events this weekend. They're just registrations open?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you can register at rk9.gg.
Interesting.
I think that's been the one that they use for most of the registrations for each tournament they've done.
They probably, yeah, I imagine they would have a, what's it called? A link that works for all of them.
Yep.
Oh, well, we'll talk more about that kind of stuff in just a moment. Where's my thing? Hold on. I gotta find it. There we are.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
Okay. News roundup. Let's do it. Let's shake and bake. We're gonna breeze through the Halloween.
That's kind of a big deal.
What?
The Kalki post.
Right? Should we talk about that right now?
I think it's...
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work because I don't have an iPhone. But Kalki IV is available on iPhone.
The iOS.
Yeah, it's on the Apple App Store. I don't know how it works. I imagine it's screenshots, just like.
No, it's an overlay.
Really?
That's
Apple,
how Kalki's always worked.
Apple does not allow overlays. Apple does not allow another app, background apps to record, to screen record. They only allow their own screen recording.
I'm reading through it.
Okay. But yeah, if you've watched Jesse or I stream, you've probably seen Kalki IV, little orb on our screen that helps us check IVs and check rank and stuff. That's on iPhone now, which is sick.
Let me ask our iPhone resident.
Ah, perfect. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. So that's going to be really helpful. Getting into past news, Zorua and Zoroark have revealed themselves in Pokemon Go. Or tried to, and then didn't, and then came back. It's a...
Oh, yes. This... I don't want to say it was a mistake. It was just...
it's a long story. We're not going to get into it. It's happened. Everyone
experienced it together.
Yeah, it's yeah.
The TLDR, there was a mistake. Things happened.
Bugs. This event, there were more bugs than just Spinnerack out there.
Oh, boo!
Yeah. Honestly, the rollout pretty cool. Pretty cool way to do it. Have it disguised as your buddy. Have it disguised as your buddy on the map.
The initial rollout where some things were given that shouldn't be.
No, I mean, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't care.
Okay.
The concept of how it rolls out.
Fair.
As far as it shows up as your buddy on the map. Cool. Some people have really weird buddies, which makes it incredibly obvious as to what Pokemon. That's like, wait, hold up, what?
Yeah, and that's what I told a lot of the locals too, is because the way it worked was it appeared as your buddy on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had something like Pumpkaboo that was part of the event,
yeah,
good luck
have
trying
fun.
to find it.
Yeah.
But I quickly just put a legendary, something like Groudon that just shows up really big.
Yeah. I had a Alolan Sandshrew, so it's like the one ice white Pokemon out of everything else sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, and that's what I told a bunch of our locals that don't really understand the mechanics of how these things work. I was just like, put like one of the legendary birds as your buddy, because you'll see if it's on the map flying around the sky, and if you see one on the ground, that's the Pokemon you're looking for.
Did I ever show you how Alolan Sandshrew gets around on the map?
No.
It spins.
Oh, like the igloo spin?
I imagine it does the same. It curls up in its little ball and its tail sticking out.
Stick out. Yeah. Yeah.
When it has to run, it spins. So I was like, every once in a while on a Halloween event, would look down.
You got to screen record that and then put the sonic spin effect.
Spin the wheel.
Put screen record. Add the sonic. Yeah.
Are you gonna play Sonic Frontiers?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've never been big into Sonic. That's too. I do not have the reaction speed for those games.
Ah, okay.
But I can play Halo.
Zorua and Zoroark, not great movesets.
But for
They're
their typing,
close.
yeah, it's close.
It's close. So they just need, I think, a little bit more coverage.
It's unfortunately one of those instances where it's very glassy, and it's going to be a lot like Mimikyu, which honestly I'm kind of disappointed didn't get released this Halloween. It needs its ability to be useful, because I think I mentioned talking to you about it in the main series games. The reason why it's disguising itself as your buddy is, and I did look this up later. I think we talked about it on the B-side, but the ability it has is Imposter, I think is what it was. And it shows up, if you send it out to battle, it shows up as appearing-wise as the 6th Pokemon in your team.
Or the final Pokemon in your team. Because I did just fight Gladion, and he led with his Zoroark. So I was like, oh, a Zubat. Cool. Pikachu. Nasty plot. Thundershock. And it's like, it kills it, but it wasn't super effective. I was like, what? And then the illusion disappears, and I'm like, oh, all right.
Yeah. So in the main series games, it was hugely beneficial to have that ability, because if you were fighting something, let's say, for an example, a ghost type or a, what's the other thing Dark is just immune to? Psychic.
Normal.
No, it's not normal. Dark doesn't resist
that's
normal.
right. I'm thinking Ghost.
But if someone if you throw that up against them and they go, wait, it's not affecting them, why? The best example would be have a psychic type or have a poison type. That way they throw out a ghost or a dark or ghost or a psychic, and then you essentially flip the type matchups because they think they're using a super effective move when you just completely ignore it. But the thing with Zorua and Zoroark is once they take a hit, the illusion's gone. And Zoroark does have kits that base off things like U-turn and Volt Switch. So you can use that illusion more than once, because when you return it and send it back out, it gets its ability back. So you can kind of play off that. But without having that ability, it kind of lessens its effect in Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go is just stats.
It's, I mean, similar to some of the other kind of gimmicky Pokemon with Smeargle.
Yeah.
Where it's just like...
Smeargle can learn any move in the main series games.
But it's bad. It's bad in Go. Just the way that Go manufactures PvP. I mean, and even PvP and PvE. Smeargle's just bad.
Yeah. In the main games, it was a staple for a long time because it could set up all the terrain and field effects.
I mean, actually, it's even the same way with like Ditto.
Yeah.
It's a Ditto Smeargle. Kecleon's probably going to encounter the same issue where it's just gimmicky.
Ditto in the main series games, you never wanted to go without the one that had the ability to immediately transform as an ability. Because after they introduced that, you basically sent out Ditto and it became whatever you saw. Whereas originally you had to wait a turn to use Transform. And most of the time Transform, I think, had a low priority move. So it always goes second.
I got a rank 25 Ultra League, which is probably going to be pretty solid.
For Zoroark?
Yeah, Zoroark. It's going to be really glassy in Great League. Or it is really glassy in Great League. When it does get move updates, I think Ultra is probably going to be where it plays. But even
then, there's better options.
As far as Dark type, yeah. Well, yeah.
Umbreon's one of the best.
True. That's true. We'll have to see what kind of, if it does get coverage. I don't think I've looked at Zoroark's move pool.
It's a physical-based fighter,
okay.
A dark fighter. Not fighting type. I mean, like it uses
Give it counter.
physical moves.
Give it counter.
I mean, even then, it won't help it against fairies.
No, that's true.
Poison jab would be bad.
That'd be interesting
Or poison fang.
if it has those moves. I don't know if it does.
I've never been a fan of dark types in the main series because they've always been tricksters and they require you to build on strategic playing. I mean, I say that, but I use Dragon Tail, Spikes, Steelix.
Yeah.
Let's just drag you to the mud.
I think partway through week 1 and was like, okay, like the Halloween event's kind of mid.
Meh.
Like,
yeah,
it's all right. Because we didn't get Shiny Pumpkaboo until the second half, which I was like, why did this not come in the first half?
Because they needed something to be entertaining for the second half.
Apparently. Again, Day of the Dead as the second half of the Halloween event and make it last longer. I don't know. I guess.
So a couple things I'd like to point out near the end discussion here of the Halloween event.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to say it was Evie Sophie on Twitter put out a post, and it was a picture of a Pokemon collection.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how the shinies have the little star icons in the top right corner when you're looking at the list view?
Mm-hmm.
For the costumes, have a little ribbon or a bow.
Okay.
So you can easily identify things like Vulpix or Pumpkaboo when on the sprite you can barely see their costume.
Mm-hmm.
The ribbon would identify them having a costume on.
Okay.
And that would be a much more efficient way to see when you go through your collections.
As a potential
icon on them.
Okay.
So like go to your list view real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Your actual collection.
Oh, I see.
So on that list,
see. Okay.
you know how the shinies have the little star icons?
Yeah.
It would be a ribbon.
Okay, that would make sense because you also have the little shadow icon.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's been a little bit since I got a shiny. Yeah, you could do a little ribbon. You could even do the little ribbon in like an opposite corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would work.
And that's a lot of costume Pokemon now. But it could also be a search term too, and I don't think it is right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The quality of life update that.
Right. The second thing I wanted to talk on relation to Halloween in the real world, if you didn't know, there were Pokemon Company, Pokemon TCG, put out special little booster packs for Halloween as a handout for trick-or-treaters.
Was it like 4-card or something?
It's kind of like what they did with the Happy Meal boxes.
Okay.
With the McDonald's when they put them out.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I saved you a picture if you want to look at it here on my phone. One of the locals in the Seattle group had 3 different options for trick-or-treaters.
Apples, bananas. What is this? Skittles, Lifesavers. Oh, I've had a couple of these. The gummy Krabby Patties. I was like, I'm going to have a burger for breakfast. And I'm like, hey, Briar, check this out. Burger for breakfast.
So they had 3 different options for the trick-or-treaters. One was a bucket of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Another one was a bucket of different types of candy.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one were Pokemon booster packs. And
trick or trade.
Yeah. But it's an interesting mechanic because I only heard... Interesting concept. Everyone I heard or talked to about it had positive things to say about it.
3-card booster pack.
One of our friends, Friskachu,
mm-hmm.
was also handing them out as a Halloween present.
Mm-hmm.
Said that she got more kids that year than she had ever had in previous years.
Nice.
And, it's always one of the parents commented, they went to 20 different houses and no one had them. And then on the last house they went to, someone had a couple left and they were going to keep them for themselves, but ended up giving it out to the kid because they really wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled out a foil Mimikyu.
Nice. I heard one kid opened it up on opened up a pack there at the house or whatever and pulled a hollow Gengar, which is like nice, very nice. Yeah, I didn't know they did that. I would have picked stuff up. Not that I had any trick or treaters.
That's the thing too. Is Casey and I bought a pack of Reese's peanut butter cups, and he looks at it and he's like, "We're turning the light off." I'm like,
reading these.
I was like, I bought these for kids. And he's like, we don't get any kids. We actually had kids knock.
Oh, you did? Oh.
We didn't answer the
Wait,
door.
did you have it Sunday or Monday?
Yesterday.
Okay, so Monday. Yeah, I had it too, and I mean I was streaming here, so I had my king size candy box.
Do you have any more?
I'm not sharing.
Rude.
You are a grown adult with your own money. You can go to
I'll
Costco.
give you $1.
Nope, you can go to Costco and buy
give
your
you
own candy.
$1.
No,
How about 2?
no,
I'm hungry.
I'm not enabling that behavior.
What do you got?
Huh? No, I'll beat you back with this vacuum cleaner or
I'll
something.
go find it.
I will end you.
Jesse has disappeared from stream.
Um,
Do you have a D20?
not handy enough.
I want to roll. How do you not have a D20 handy?
It's behind me.
I have a D20 on my keychain.
Okay, and
You always
Show
have to
off?
have a D20.
that no, it's not part of my everyday carry.
Why?
Calm down. Because it's not.
What you don't
We
ever
are
know when you're
so
gonna have
off topic right now.
to. You never know when you'll have to roll for initiative.
Shut up. Shut up. You know how much I like playing Dungeons and Dragons. I am not doing that.
You never know.
Yay. So I had my box of candy next to my door, waiting for the doorbell to ring. If kids showed up, nobody. Nobody. I mean, which was nice. I was able to play Pokemon Ultra Sun and some GBL. So, and like I told Jesse earlier, I went 6-3-1 in Ultra Halloween Cup with Gengar lead, Tapu Fini, and a very suboptimal, but attack weighted Nihilego. So, solid night. I did only play 10 battles, but still, you know. Yeah, like I don't. Jeez, calm down, dude. Just relax.
You can give me some candy, I'll relax.
No, you're not gonna relax. You're just gonna get a sugar high. I don't need this, Parker. We don't need this, do we? We don't need this fool.
Parker, I'd like to roll for persuasion.
No. What is he gonna do?
He's gonna officiate.
Oh, okay.
He's HR.
Ugh. All right. Next bit of quick news. A couple of Silph League Arena announcements. Congratulations to the Silph Arena 2022 World Champion Vroom Vroom Pal. Out of the APAC region, I believe. I would have to double check. Where is Vroom Vroom Pal from? India. Which I think is one of the first. The first?
I don't know. Just how much we pay attention.
Well, of the world champions. I think all of the previous world champions have all been either North American or European.
Yeah.
Primarily European. I think a lot of the world champions between Silph and Play Pokemon have all been European, which is, I don't know, upsetting as a North American. But then again, esports wise, we, North American teams don't tend to perform very well in high ranking esports. So, congratulations again to Vroom Vroom Pal. With that announcement, Silph Arena also announced the 2023 season, which will start in January of 2023 with a really pink teaser. A really pink teaser. So,
Fairies.
psychic. Maybe, I don't know. Or it could just be artistic interpretation of a lava lamp. Who knows,
Far
man?
out, man.
So I will try and plan to have our preseason primer up it's late December probably. Maybe probably. So we'll see.
Probably. Those
I
are
don't know,
words.
it's a lot of work, Or it's some work, I should say. It's not incredible crazy. Plenty of people have made resources for that, so it's a matter of boiling that down into a concise chunk. So on to the biggest chunk of news stuff. November content update. We are now in November. And so, of
Officially.
So now we're going to break down some of the stuff that's going on. I'm going to start actually from the bottom here. Research breakthrough for the month of November. So starting November 1st and ending December 1st. Starmie is your research breakthrough and 1 star piece. Yay!
I mean, it's fitting, thematic, season of light.
Star, yeah, I guess. It's kind of dumb, but
Here's my thing. Starmie has competitively in the main series game been a very good Pokemon for quite a while, like even up to current. Unfortunately, Pokemon Go, not so much.
Is it a speed-based? What is its...
It's special.
Okay, special attacker.
Special attack, special defense.
Is it just water?
Water psychic.
Okay, does have that split. Because I want to say Golduck is a pseudo-psychic, but
Yeah,
but
it's just water.
it's just water.
It's a
and that's what confuses me.
It's Slowbro,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't have the stamina Slowbro does.
It also doesn't get another evolution, a Mega,
Or anything.
or anything else. Just kind of exists. I wonder if it's kind of forgotten at this point.
Yeah, I mean, in Pokemon Go terms, Slowbro definitely took it over as the better, more popular water psychic.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause there was a handful of water psychics for a while. Slowbro, Starmie. Oh, now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Here we go. Spotlight hours. Today, November 1st, Duskull wearing the flower crown. Krogunk is on November 8th, shiny available, 2 times XP for catching Pokemon. I will be in Portland. Boo. November 15th, Porygon with 2 times catch candy. I am okay with missing that one for a podcast. November 22nd, Petalil, 2 times candy for transferring Pokemon.
On a note, that one,
Uh-huh.
that does have a Hisuian evolution.
Oh, okay.
It's so unlike Ursaluna,
Uh-huh.
it's Petalil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lilligant, the form it evolves into,
Mm-hmm.
is think like Marowak. It's got a different type. It's a different appearance.
Okay.
It's still Lilligant, but it's Hisuian Lilligant.
Okay.
Actually, Bravery. Bravery would be a better example.
Okay. And then November 29th, Hoot Hoot with 2 times XP for evolving Pokemon. Neat, I guess. Hoot Hoot does have a shiny available, so
Also, a great League Pokemon and pretty cheap evolution. So if you want to just stock up on Hoot Hoots and evolve those.
let's see. Raid hours, Giratina origin form, November 2nd. So that will be over by the time this goes up on podcast services. Guzzlord is coming out this month, so both November 9th and November 16th, Guzzlord will be featured in the raid hours. And then November 23rd and November 30th, if you didn't have enough of the Ultra Beasts, Nihilego is returning for both. Wow. All right. I guess.
And I mean, Guzzlord really looks cool.
Uh-huh.
But from what I understand from PV Poke and other sources, it's a worse Hydreigon.
As a Dark Dragon?
Yeah.
A worse Hydreigon?
Yeah.
That's a bummer. So, like...
And in competitive, that says something.
Yeah, because Hydreigon's also just not
great.
Fantastic.
I think it's just the fact that it's 4 times weak to Charm is what really screws it over.
That does not help it in the slightest. Mega Raids. Mega Banette will continue until November 8th. Mega Gyarados, even though we had Mega Gyarados Raid Day like 2 weeks ago.
A month ago.
Mega Gyarados will return from November 8th to November 23rd. I mean...
You have the Hundo now.
I do have the Hundo now, but that doesn't guarantee that they're going to give the Aquatail as a free.
No.
I'd like to avoid using an
Elite TM.
Elite TM, but if I have to. It might be available for evolution during December's Community Day rerun window. I shouldn't poo-poo too much as far as repeating megas, just because the candy is very helpful. And not everyone is going to be able to have all of them. But it is one of those things of like at some point, like we are getting the same one. We're getting the same one in a semi-frequent.
Yeah, it's
close to
usually 3
semi-frequent.
repeats and then a new one.
Yeah. So it's a little painful how soon this is from the
It's that
featured.
drip feed.
No, I mean, so I'm not complaining about the release schedule because I understand that. And there's only a limited amount of megas, and I'm sure they have
Eventually
a calendar
that will run out.
that will run out, but there will be Gigantamax, Dynamax, whatever features they do there, because we're basically on the doorstep of that.
That or Z moves.
Yeah, however they're going to do that. Oh, don't even get me started on however in the world they're going to get what's the crystal terastallizing Pokemon? Oh god, don't get me
I've
started.
been reading some of the comments on that.
Uh-huh.
Each Pokemon essentially gets 6 or 8 new variations.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's a whole long rant. I think we talked a little bit about that previously. It looks like you get Stab for the 2 moves, the 2 types the Pokemon is originally, and Stab for whatever the Terastallized type is.
Yeah.
But the weaknesses go away. But then if it's Terastallized as one of its base types, it then gets like rather than like 1.5 damage or 2 damage, it gets like 3 damage, 3 times damage, which is wild. So yeah, there's some like weird, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that's gonna balance in
competitive
in Go like at all. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
But yeah,
That's a whole other story. It's
for Megas.
my kind of gripe is just that like we had Mega Gyarados show up like about a month ago, and
Mhm.
we'll have it, or like we'll have about a month in between Mega Gyarados showing up for a raid day and Mega Gyarados showing up for what is this, 2 weeks? About 2 weeks as the Mega, and it's like, all right, like calm down.
Is it the same time that Guzzlord is the 5-star?
It overlaps. It is exactly, yeah. As a dark water, it does.
So that makes me
nothing
think
to,
there's going to be a dark type event. Well, we already know that. We'll get to that in a minute, but
yes. Maybe because it's just a big mouth. I don't know. The greedy gluttons event, which is actually probably a dark type event. And then Mega Houndoom from November 23rd to December 1st, which I don't have. I think I have a pretty darn close to a hundo.
it's actually not a bad Mega either.
No.
It's not something a lot of people like to use because Houndoom isn't great.
Yeah.
But the typing does offer versatility for dark or fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple of counters that it helps
I honestly think
significantly.
that's one you could probably just 3-man.
Yeah, I imagine so.
It's incredibly weak to fire, water, fighting, ground, rock.
Fighting water, yeah. Squad of 6 maxed out Poliwrath.
That or Azumarils.
That too. Gross. All right, events. This is where this is our butter to the bread. This is the good stuff. November 1st and 2nd, Dia de Muertos. Of course, that's going to be over by the time most people are listening to this. November 5th, November Community Day Classic, Dratini. Remember, that's coming up, 2 to 5. November 9th through 17th, so that's
3 weeks almost.
No, it's about a little over 1 week. From the 9th to the 17th, so the 9th is a Wednesday, the 17th is a Thursday, the next Thursday. Greedy Gluttons event with Guzzlord coming out just before then. So the thought is shiny Swalot or shiny Munchlax, because we don't have shiny Munchlax yet.
That'd be such a greedy cash grab for eggs.
Yeah.
I might have to hold myself on that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that kind of thing, if that event is what the concept is. It's Pokemon that like to eat, or potentially a dark type event, with Guzzlord being a dark type.
That's actually kind of funny. It's too bad they didn't put it a week later. It would have been too perfect for Thanksgiving.
I think they're probably avoiding too much overlap for Thanksgiving.
For a holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they obviously want people to be with their family.
Yeah. Plus, like, devs aren't going to be around for it.
Yeah.
Team Go Rocket Takeover at the end of the Greedy Gluttons event from November 14th.
I heard Steven call that a mile away.
Team Go Rocket, November 14th through 17th. You are correct. It was one of those things of like, it's about time. So we'll see a rotation. Theoretically, we'll see a rotation of the Rocket leaders, lead Pokemon, a couple of new grunt Pokemon. I think leaked was Yamask.
Yamask and Ponyta.
Which
Antonian.
are interesting additions, especially during a Greedy Gluttons event. But then again, they're not always.
Come back too.
Yeah, Giovanni will actually swap what.
It's currently Latios.
It's currently Latias.
Is it still Latias?
Yes, we've had Latios, we've had Latias. It's whatever we didn't start with. It's on the second of the two, so we'll have to wait and see what we swap to.
Because what we have, he's done all three of the Johto beasts, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's already had the birds. He's already had Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
He had the two dragon spirits, the Eon Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's time yet to see Kyogre or Groudon.
I don't think so
be
either.
A Hoenn thing.
I think that's a Hoenn thing, and I would love to see Aqua and Magma.
I was going to say, even then, I don't know if Giovanni gets those two.
No. Again, I'd love to see Archie and Maxie.
Oh my gosh, what if they drop that during Hoenn?
The Hoenn tour? Archie.
They bring Team Aqua and Team Magma.
I would love it. I would freak, dude. I would freak out. I would love that. Pokemon Sapphire was one of my first Pokemon games to play. So, I would
to see how that ties in for what we have for the Team Rocket reps now, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or how they'd interact with the other three team leaders.
Yeah, how some of that would change just because the three.
They have their counterparts.
They have their counterparts within Team Rocket, and do Team Aqua and Magma take over some of that? Or how does that work? I would be almost interested, like story-wise, if we see Team Rocket leave for a while, like have Giovanni leave and have the three leaders then ally themselves with one or the other of Team Aqua or Team Magma, with outfit changes or something, outfit and team composition changes.
I mean, we could also just see Team Rainbow Rocket. And Archie and Maxie were both part of that.
That's true. We could see Team Rainbow Rocket. Because I think those are... we could buy Rainbow Rocket shirts in the shop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we could see...
For context, for those that don't know.
Rainbow Rocket shows up in Sun and Moon.
Giovanni
as
goes
Endgame.
Legion of Doom.
Yes. Giovanni gathers the evil team leaders from all of the different dimensions, theoretically speaking, or all of the different regions within the one dimension. They all basically join forces because Giovanni is the Victor Von Doom of the Pokemon franchise, where he's just incredibly intelligent, even though you never really get quite that sense.
You were beaten by a 10-year-old. I'm going to recruit all the evil people.
I'm going to form the best super group of villains possible. But all of them were also beaten by 10-year-olds. So it's a revenge tour.
10-year-old beaten anonymous.
Yeah. I too was beaten by a 10-year-old, but this one was using 6 Pidgeys at level 60.
He claimed it was for some Twitch challenge.
Yeah. Twitch Plays was his name. I will never be able to
300 max ethers.
I will never be able to sleep again.
They said something about a speed run.
Yeah, so Rainbow Rocket Giovanni would be interesting. That might then turn the team leaders into they would be interesting if they then transition the team leader
Candela, Blanche, and Spark.
no, if they turned
The other three?
the other three, Arlo,
Cliff, and Sierra.
Cliff, and Sierra, if they turned those into Archie, Maxie, and who is in Diamond and Pearl?
Galactic.
Yeah, what was his name?
I just played Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and I'm forgetting.
I don't know. It's been way too long.
He's friends with Giratina.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Banish somebody to the Shadow Realm. Cyrus. Thank you, Battle Ram. Yeah, that would be interesting. Because if we get Team Plasma from Black and White, people are going to freak out because that would mean we might get N as an NPC. Dude! If we had N in the place of Ree, people would freak. People would freak out. That would be really cool, though. If we get like some Pokemon Masters treatment, that would be sweet.
I mean, we have seen Jesse and James.
We have seen Jesse and James, and they're
canonically anime.
Yes, yeah. How they kind of show up and go doesn't make a ton of sense. Also, the fact that we haven't seen them in forever.
They were in Yellow version originally.
Uh-huh.
And then they did show up in Let's Go.
Oh, okay. Oh, goodness. So Team Go Rocket Takeover, November 14th to November 17th. Stock up on charge TMs so you can remove frustration and farm for whatever shadows you are looking for now.
One other thing I should bring up is, unfortunately, the Teddy Ursa Community Day is the weekend before this.
Right, and Teddy Ursa is in the normal. But Teddy Ursa also was a Cliff lead, so it's been around for a while.
The argument is it's been around, plus Community Day will come back again in December.
Right.
So if you want to start looking for a Shadow Teddy Ursa right now, normal Rockets should have them. You have a good one?
Potentially. It's a question of if its level is too high for
Great League.
For Great League, for what's it called?
Ursaluna. Normal ground.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's way too high.
It's a more aggro digger speed.
Yeah. I've got a couple, but like none of these are like super solid.
I think I've got like 3 hundos based off the purified mechanic.
Wow.
Which with return on Ursaluna won't get its community move.
True. That's true. It's complicated.
I'll just TM one of them off return, and then I'll have one for each.
Mm-hmm. If you want the hundo with return.
I mean, it's good stab.
True, as a normal ground, having return and what's it called? But like as a hundo, does you really want a normal type move?
I don't know. I haven't looked at its move pool yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, stock up on Teddy Ursa, stock up on your shadows. There's a good chance we'll see some of the stuff drop out. Like I feel like Numel might stay, but it also might be taken out because if we're getting Ponyta.
We get a lot of Cacturn, and I'd love to see a new grass type Pokemon in that slot. Seriously. Seriously. Between Cacturn and Cacnea, or Cacnea and Cacturn, calm down, guys. Swap that out, please.
There's a few things that I think, and we always mention Dratini has been there since it started. I don't think they'll take Dratini out, but we might see something added to it because we currently have Dratini and Bagon.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to see Trapinch, but I think Trapinch has been a ground-specific one.
Yes, because it doesn't turn Dragon until
final.
Yeah, tier 3. Yeah, I think you and I talked about
other potential shadow dragons.
Yeah, Gibble has been around the block a lot, so if they're going to do it,
I feel like that's a leader. They introduced it as a leader option first.
that's true. That would make some sense. Its shiny is already out and everything.
Give it to Cliff.
Um,
Or Arlo for speed.
it's already really glassy, so giving it shadow is just gonna.
But it makes Sandtomb hurt a lot more.
It makes
Or
Sandtomb hurt a
Dragon
lot
Tail.
more, and I wonder if it allows for Garchomp to have, or
No, that's
Gabite.
Garchomp.
I wonder if Gabite has a bit more play
Uh,
in Great League with attack boost. Or they could go Dino, and Dino because it's. I mean, Zweilius would then start looking absolutely gross.
it would just be super glass. It would be like Shadow Gardevoir.
No, but Zweilius has bulk. It's not great, but it has some. It has more than Gardevoir.
Still dies to 6 charms.
Right, but that's because it's double weak and Charm is disgusting.
Yeah.
Charm is like a wombo combo, like absolutely ridiculous. It's the super size me of fast moves. So, yeah, I think there's a couple of options as far as dragons that I don't think break things, but that also. It also is good to keep in mind the fact that Fairy is ridiculous and
More poison checks.
well, if they change up what's in the dragon type for shadows,
Yeah.
the fairies are still there. The fairies are going to
Still
be endlessly
prevalent, yeah.
endlessly relevant to check those.
Shadow Skrelp.
Oh, is it a dragon in its base form?
No, it's water.
Okay.
Maybe?
That would be an interesting one because it's water poison and then goes to poison dragon.
Yeah.
Noibat might be interesting. It's super glass. Like no one's gonna love it.
Skrelp's poison water.
Okay, that would be an interesting one for either poison or water. That might make it really good.
Because Dragalge is pretty bulky.
Dragalge, yeah, that might give some really good play to Dragalge, especially
Or
in open.
Shadow Horsey.
Bring Shadow Horsey back?
Has it been out before?
I believe so.
No,
yeah,
it does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's options there. I'd love to see the shuffle and see what they do. So, we could talk endlessly about what
Horsey
what they
Community Day when?
I mean, they might. Who knows? Who knows? It's eligible. Of all of the Community Day eligible Pokemon, it's one that
I still would much rather have. If we're talking Kanto Pokemon, give me the Nidos.
yeah, you really want the Nidos.
Nidos are Poliwag.
Yeah.
Do it. We don't need Bellsprout. No one wants Bellsprout.
No one knows that they want Bellsprout.
As much as they want Whismur.
I mean, I now have the rank 1 for Great League X-Cloud, so just
Bring it on. Get it done, Liv.
Community Day win.
February.
Maybe. Who knows, dude?
One of those odd months where you scratch your head and go, "Yep, that's."
I'm staying inside for this one.
But yeah, good stuff coming November. We'll let you guys know when we know more information about the the Glutton event.
Greedy Gluttons event. People will know the moment it shows up. Also, look out for data mine information. So,
I mean, Guzzlord, if you haven't watched the Sun and Moon anime, it's the screaming meme. It's just the Pokemon shows up out of a wormhole just screaming.
November Community Day. Teddy Ursa is November 12th. There are new Elite Raids, or maybe not necessarily new, but another round of Elite Raids on November 13th, which is...
Sounds like a Sunday.
That sounds like a Sunday. It's interesting that they're doing Elite Raids the day after Community Day, 2 months in a row. I don't... it's a choice. It's an interesting choice.
They haven't announced what it is yet, right?
No, but I imagine it's Hoopa again. I can't imagine they change it up. Just because of how people were thinking about Hoopa. I appreciate that they're giving us 2 weeks notice
Just-
rather than 2 days.
True. Just
This is
don't be Deoxys.
12 months. I don't think it's Deoxys. I don't think it
You
would
know
be.
what I wouldn't mind seeing an Elite Raid day of?
Hmm.
The Reggies. All 4.
That might be interesting, but they don't spawn on every gym, so I don't think like splitting them up makes a
Plus
whole
the
lot of
timer
sense.
that they're giving us doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do the 3 Reggies and put them on the different hours.
True. That's true. That would make some sense.
Or put all of them on the 3 hours. Just, you want Registeel? Go find Registeel.
Yup, 3 hours. 11, 2, and 5.
Do you think they do the Cantonian birds?
Again, I think it's just going to be Hoopa again, which is
Yeah.
like kind of disappointing, but like they're going to try and run it back and see if they get more people now that they're announcing it
A little bit more ahead of
12
time.
days ahead of time or 12 more days ahead versus, the
I mean, I hope other communities are more organized now, knowing what we know.
Campfire also apparently launched out to more communities just before the Halloween event,
Yep.
so that's good.
Yep, I have an additional 4 invites if anyone wants in.
Mm-hmm.
It's Niantic's Discord with maps. Raid maps, I should specify. I jump in there every once in a while to read some of the conversations, and it's it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. November 23rd through the 28th. This is going to be the very end of the season. The Astral Eclipse event from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time.
I wonder what that is.
Oh, it's probably, I don't know, the final research for your Cosmog to evolve it into potentially.
Solgaleo or Lunala?
I don't think they're locking it to one or the other, so I think you should have the choice here. But not a whole lot of information has been put out on that one, so we kind of just have to wait.
Ghost or Steel Psychic?
And then on November 27th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., so a full community section is question marks. They're saying that there is an event on the 27th, so the last Saturday, I believe.
The day after Black Friday?
No, so the 26th is the Saturday. 27th is a Sunday.
Okay.
From
so
11 to
2 days
5.
after.
There will be an
Football
event.
weekend.
Yes, football and leftovers weekend. So we'll see what we get there at 11 to 5. Probably a farewell to the season, similar to the final event of GoFest, the GoFest send off or whatever. So we'll have to wait and see.
Are we gonna have to say goodbye to Ree?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if our
He's like the
our
professor's
Ultra
assistant.
Beast, our Ultra Beast adventures are quite over yet. So I don't know if
Oh no, there's like
there's a lot more
4
Ultra Beasts left. Yeah,
Only like
there's a
4.
potentially an entire other season left of Ultra Beasts.
Mm,
So my only question is
yeah. Oh man, we still need Stack Attack.
my only question is if next season is going to be leading into Hoenn, the Hoenn tour. We'll have to take a break probably from Megas or from
Ultra Beast.
Ultra Beasts to go into like Megas and other stuff. So,
I'd say they've probably released a little more than a third of all the Ultra Beasts.
because we don't have Poiple,
Nope.
we don't have Stag Attacker.
We don't have Basilion, which is the clown-looking thing.
Yep, we don't have that one. They did tease that one recently, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It's another one would have been great for the. If they're going to do it, it's going to be a New Year's.
really?
Either that or a 4th of July, because it's a fire ghost.
Oh, huh.
And it looks like a clown, and it looks like it parties.
Interesting.
I mean, its head is literally a giant stick of TNT.
I don't think a 4th of July event would make sense globally.
Probably not. Maybe New Year's, because it does have a ball for a head. Drop the New Year's ball. Have you never seen?
Um,
I don't think we have any nearby.
I'm just gonna.
But there's those. There's I'm trying to remember all the makeup or the Ultra Beasts now.
Mm-hmm.
Necrozma is not an Ultra Beast. The Prism thing.
Right. That's gonna be a whole other season. So
I mean, that'd be perfect for the ending of Season of Light.
a teaser for it or something.
Maybe.
My question is with the amount of, or my thoughts are, if we have so
we
many
still
more.
Need, what's it called? Zygarde.
Yeah, I mean it's not an Ultra Beast, is it?
No. I'm just trying to think of all the legendaries and stuff we don't have yet.
I'm just thinking with all the Ultra Beasts remaining, does the next season, do they hold off on the next season and have the next season be Hoenn focused, or do they have the next season be Alolan focused and have it be what's it called? Blanking on it. Hoenn tour or Alola tour.
Oh, they're actually numbered.
Ultra Beasts?
Yeah. Ultra
Okay.
Beast 1 was Nahegalo.
Okay.
How do you say it? Number 2 was Buzzwole.
Yep.
3 was Pheromosa.
You're talking to the side of the mic. Talking to the front. There you go. Talking to its head.
Xurkitree.
Right.
Celesteela.
Interesting.
They're actually releasing it in the order that they've been released in the game.
Okay.
So, Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord, then Poipole.
Okay.
Then Naganadel.
Naganadel.
That's the evolution of Poipole.
Interesting. There's a Pokemon on the in-between.
Stakataka, and then Blacephalon.
We already had Blacephalon, didn't we?
That's the clown one I was just talking about.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
That's what it looks like.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird looking.
It's it in Pokemon form. So yeah, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 technically.
So we've had what, 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
The 3 from GoFest. Celesteela, Kartana, Guzzlord.
Huh. So then I wonder if we wait for another season for it, or if they disperse them throughout the next 2 seasons or something. Because I don't think, like, I imagine Ree is probably going to stay for a little while longer, especially if we don't have Poipole yet.
That might be the next season's unlockable.
Maybe, but again, like, are we going to go over to Hoenn? Are we doing a Hoenn tour?
I mean, that doesn't technically have to start until February.
December, January, February. It's the end of the month, end of the season.
Right, but they could...
How do you
They
bridge
could
that?
begin the ending of February into the next season of Hoenn.
You don't split your seasons in half, though.
No, I'm saying at the end of February, begin the season of Hoenn. So that the next 3 months are focused on Hoenn.
December, January, February.
Season of Darkness.
Is March the
beginning of season of Hoenn?
No, but are the tour events in February or are they in
They're
March?
in February.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see that making sense. I don't know. It's purely speculation.
Yep.
So you're thinking Season of Darkness, and I'm thinking the Season of Hoenn or Season of Mega.
I mean, they wouldn't put Season of Darkness in December. That just seems kind of...
I mean, you have to recognize half of the Earth is in summertime right now, so it's like, who cares?
Right.
So.
Season of Light is very... What's the word? Like, not specific.
Yeah.
But Season of Darkness, Season of Doom.
Season of Nega or something. I don't know. They could do something.
Speculate. Tinfoil hats on.
Yeah. Antimatter or something. They could go weird with it.
Darkness.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like they go to Hoenn because there's a lot of There's a lot of Hoenn Megas, though, and I wonder if they try to do all of the Hoenn Megas ahead of Hoenn Tour. So maybe they do rotate it and they have the Alolan Tour, which also means... The problem with that is then they have to release all of the remaining shinies for Alola. And that's a lot of shinies. And we don't even have all of the Alolan Pokemon. So we're like turning timelines on their heads. So I just don't think that makes a whole lot of sense.
There's also the chance that the next season focuses on the new game.
Also true. Which means we could get a tour event that doesn't release all of its Pokemon. And
They
just
do like they did with Galar.
showcase. Yeah, they sprinkle in. Because it's not an entirely new dex. It is old Pokemon with new Pokemon. So
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a launch event.
at the very least, yeah. If we don't see their starters.
I don't think we see the starters, but I think we might see a couple of the new, like, non-super important, what was the region called?
Paldea.
Paldea Pokemon.
Paldean.
Like, I could see them dropping the Diglett.
Wiglet. Yeah.
It's the weird Executor.
The normal electric dog. Or no, it's a fairy.
The Bun Dog.
Yep. We could see the what is it? Fire normal. What's the pig?
Oh, Lechonk!
We could see Lechonk.
I'd love to see Lechonk.
We could see Lechonk real early.
More pig Pokemon.
The only thing is that I think Lechonk has an evolution that we haven't seen
Hasn't
yet.
been shown, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been leaked, but I haven't seen anything. So
I'd love to have a Lechonk. That would be an instant bunny.
we could see Lechonk very early.
You know what I would nickname it?
What?
Ganon.
Oh yeah. Watch it evolve into something adorable, being like, "This isn't Ganon."
Well,
like
it's
at
a
all.
boar. It's going to be something heavy hitting.
No, it's gonna be boring.
Don't dog on my pig.
Do you hear my pun?
No.
It's gonna be boring. I didn't mean it, but I'll take it. That's great.
I want a refund
What refund?
in candy bars.
No. I got a baseball bat over here. I'm gonna beat your cheeks.
Which ones?
I'm gonna beat those cheeks. All cheeks. All 4, 8, 16 cheeks. I don't care how many cheeks you got. I'm beating them.
You heard it here. Steven is going to beat my cheeks.
Don't take that.
Anyways.
Ay. To quote oh god, what's that Power Rangers character?
Are you talking about Goldar?
No, Zordon's robot dude.
Ay.
Exactly.
Alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Rangers.
I swear. Disown this guy. Friend for sale.
Rita Repulsa.
Um
After 10,000 years, I'm free.
Oh my god. That played at the intro of every
Yeah.
episode.
And then that amazing guitar solo.
it was pretty solid.
Every 90s kid rejoices. It's morphin' time.
I think that's it for November. We don't have any details as far as what the next season's going to be. We probably won't know until the 28th, 29th after the Astral Eclipse event ends. I think, let's see, because we have 30 days in November. The Astral Eclipse event ends on the 28th, which is interesting, which gives us the 29th and 30th of just seasonal spawns with no events. And then we will have the next season on the 1st of December.
I have a response from an iPhone user.
Okay.
Battleram, thank you for the reply. You have to you have to screen broadcast for it to scan, and it shows IVs and notifications for iOS.
Interesting. That's a cool workaround. So, I imagine there are going to be people that are, there's probably already people that are using it and responding to that stuff on Twitter.
But yeah, great job, Kalki. Finally getting around the iOS system.
Yeah, I imagine that because that felt like it was taking there was some silence from Calc IV for a while. I think some features were still getting updated, but like I didn't hear a whole heck of a lot. And then I just saw this afternoon. I was just like, whoa. It
Big
won't
news.
scan your box Pokemon. Interesting. I don't know. There's probably still some more work to be done. On the app itself, there might still be some bugs and stuff, as well as just how it functions with iOS. So I would check back on Twitter and see what people are talking about. Fascinating. It's only scanning stuff I encounter. Interesting. I wonder if I would check to see if there's some settings in the app itself to see if you can adjust. Because I know there's a ton of settings and a ton of features that I've barely even scratched the surface of. So I would take a look through the app settings with the app itself. So all right, this coming weekend, this podcast comes out on Friday. Dratini Community Day. Dragonair probably has a little bit more play in Open Great League. Dragonite's solid, but more for Ultra and Master League.
Also a good raid Pokemon.
Yes, also a good raid Pokemon. So look out for Dragonair. If you don't have one already, it got Body Slam at the beginning of the season, so that's a very big boon for it. I think I remember seeing some people running it in a regional event, and I was like, all right, go for it. So we'll it can be it's pretty functional when it comes to more limited metas, but in Open Great League, it is also a solid performer. And then after that, we have, is that just 1 week after that? Yeah, there's like 1 week. And then we have Teddy Ursa Community Day. So, it's going to be weird, but as we talked last episode, High Horsepower is available on a ton of other Pokemon. So with its inclusion, we kind of just have to wait and see, just because what was it, Brutal Swing on Hydreigon? We haven't seen it on any other Pokemon yet. And
There's
maybe
a lot to learn it.
Yeah, and we might just have to wait for the next season to start before we see something, a move adjustments like that. So kind of really a wait and see. But High Horsepower could be not great on Ursaluna, but pretty solid on other Pokemon. So, we've already talked about Willpower Cup. It's gonna be wacky. I really am not. I think I remember not being super enthused with the typing, and then looking through some of the matchups and being like, okay, this might actually be pretty interesting. So,
You'd be surprised if I said Azumarill.
that
Rolls
starts
the eyes.
Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I might do another. I've got a meeting on Thursday after work, but I might do another Ultra Sun stream, just because all of next week, Tuesday, I am going to Portland, and I will be gone until the next Monday.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, I'm taking a week. A full week off from work. Kind of weird, right? A week off from work, so we'll see how that plays. And I'll be in Portland for Teddy Ursa Community Day. Yay, I guess. I'll have to reach out to Blackshin and Sweetums and see where they recommend I play Community Day down there. Because I could just hang around. The last time I was down there for a Community Day was, are you ready for this? Chimchar Community Day. And I barely played it because I knew it was bad and I didn't care. So I have no idea if the spawns around the convention center are good enough or if there's a particular spot I need to go to. So I need to reach out and see what the deal is. But I think that's it. I don't think we have really anything else going on that we need to check up on. Do a quick check here. Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I think that's it. If it's not it, then we'll figure it out. We'll probably get something kind of big announced tomorrow. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's kind of how it works.
per quota.
Yeah. Maybe some leaks as far as what the new Shadow Pokemon are going to look like and all that stuff. So, yeah, that'll probably happen. But if you want to see updates from us, you can go to @battle_science on Twitter. You can go to our Discord, which is open to everyone. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in, chatting it up. You can go over to youtube.com/c/battlescience to check the video on demand versions of the Battle Science podcast, as well as the video on demands of my playing Ultra Sun and doing Alolan Pokemon only, or Pokemon found in the Alolan Pokedex GBL sets. So even thankfully there were 2 legendaries within Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that ranked pretty high in Ultra Halloween Cup. So Nihilego and Tapu Fini, neither of which I've even basically seen in Ultra Sun yet, but were eligible, and I had ones that honestly I didn't even really think about it. I was just like, it's powered up. All right, let's do it. And then Gengar was there, and I already double moved and powered up. Realistically, Focus Blast wasn't going to win me anything. I should have swapped Focus Blast out for Shadow Ball, but Shadow
Here
Punch.
we are.
Yeah, Shadow Punch is going to do literally the same thing. So if with a little bit less damage in the cases of knowing that an opponent's not going to shield, so whatever. Yep, youtube.com/c/battlescience if you want to check that stuff out. Shoot. Goodness. Discord, patreon.com/battlescience. Back is the $1 tier or more to get the Battle Science podcasts early. And the Battle Science After Dark podcast, which is a Patreon exclusive podcast. I think that's it.
Yes, sir.
I think that's it. We'll do a Battle Science After Dark podcast for November, later on in November. Don't know what our topic's going to be yet. I don't know. Maybe we'll rank Thanksgiving dinner sides or something? I don't know. We'll build a team of we'll build. Maybe Jesse and I will have to go up against each other in Pokemon Go Open Great League, but we have to build a team of 6 off of the concept of Thanksgiving.
I've been looking for a good reason to make a level 50 Farfetch'd.
Ew, gross. Is that your Thanksgiving Day bird? Wow, that's kind of cursed, bud. But what if we had it where it's points based, and if for the amount of rounds you win, you get points, but also the more on brand your team is, as voted by listeners,
To a
as
podcast recording.
at the ahead of time, we have to submit what our teams
Okay.
are, and then the community on Discord votes with whichever team is more thematic to Thanksgiving, and you can earn points there too.
Grimer or Muck.
Why?
Cranberry sauce.
Ew, gross. No, buddy. There's plenty of fruit Pokemon.
Name 2.
Cherim. Sure, it's a cherry, but it's still fruit. And I wish Applin was in the game already.
But it's not.
That would be great.
So one more.
Oh, you could do.
I know what you're thinking. I'm waiting to see if you remember.
Executor.
That's not a fruit.
Dragon fruit.
That's a coconut.
That's nope. Alolan Executor is dragon fruit.
No. I was going to say Tropius.
Yeah, but it's bananas, and you're not making a sauce or pie. Well, you're doing banana cream pie. Banana cream pie. Too bad All Creamy's not in the game. Slurm Puff is though. Again,
We'll figure something out.
we'll build a team of 6, and whichever one is more thematic, we'll get a point there. And then the more thematic with like shinies and hundos, there may be like 3 categories, so it's like the best of 3. And it's points for wins, points for shinies and hundos, and points for most thematic as voted, or something like that. I don't know. We'll goof around. We'll figure something out. That'll do it. Podcast goes up on Friday, November. I have taken my glasses off for the sake of comfort, so I need to squint and get real close. Friday, November 4th for podcast listeners on podcast services around the globe. Somebody posted something in a chat, and I need to put on my glasses for this. So Lucia Bird. Lucha Bird. Oh. That's true. What's it called?
Halucha?
Howlucha. Howlucha is more turkey than Farfetch'd, but it's not in the game yet, so.
Halucha's a hawk.
Yeah. But that bird is dressed up just like a bird on Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my goodness. Jesse is alt F4ing.
He wants out of here. And since I'm not sharing my candy with him, better go get his own. Yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll come back 2 weeks for another Battle Science After Dark podcast, or a Battle Science podcast, and a Battle Science After Dark podcast in about 3 weeks. I will do a little bit more of the Ultra Sun battles. Help me out. Like final thought. Absolutely last thought, because I don't want to keep dragging this on. Scarlet and Violet, does that come out next week, or is that 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, so I will be outside of Portland for that. I was just thinking of like, okay, I'm going to be traveling down there, and like I will have probably extended periods of time where I will have not a whole lot to do. I was like, oh, maybe I could play Pokemon, but no. I mean, I can play Pokemon Go, but I can't play Scarlet and Violet, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we will, I'll figure that out. That's a next week problem for me. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We will catch you again later. And in the meantime, we will catch you out there on the battlefield.
Bye.